Hello there. Welcome to the Love Movement. My name is Asanda. We continue talking about the pursuit of love. We still have our beautiful guest. Her name is Sibahle, for those who didn't watch the previous episode. So Sibahle, let us just do this and continue talking about love.
Let's continue.
All right. The difference this time, we're taking it from a completely different angle. We're taking it from Christ and Christ's pursuit of us as the children of God. So we're gonna talk about a story, and this is in the New Testament. There was a woman, we know her as the woman at the well, you know? Just to give you a bit of background on the story, right? I'm sure you know it. So Jesus was moving with his disciples. He was moving from Judea to Galilee, right? And he told his disciples that, let's go. I want us to pass through Samaria, right? He had two options. When you go to Galilee, you either use the Jordan River or you pass through Samaria. The Jordan is smooth, it's easy, but Jesus being Jesus, he chose the road less traveled. He chose that he's going to go through Samaria, which was hilly and a much rougher terrain. And so they went. He went to Samaria and he met this woman at the well. And they started having a conversation. I just want you to share from your heart your interpretation of that conversation with the woman at the well.
Wow, thank you. Glad that we're continuing with this conversation on the pursuit. Because that's all it's about, really.
Yeah.
This woman, who is nameless, really, she's the woman at the well, that Jesus had to take a detour for in order for him to meet with her. She's Sumerian, and Jesus is a Jew, so there's animosity dating way back. Because they are essentially from the same family, but they
practically rivals.
Yes, they are family rivals.
Sure.
So they do not speak. So they are family rivals. They come from the same family, but there's rivalry. There's been rivalry in this family for ages. And so when they meet. So obviously she can see by his clothing and everything that, oh, it's a Jew. So obviously Jews and Sumerians don't
mingle.
They don't mingle. They don't. But I like how this woman, seeing that Jesus is a Jew, didn't automatically dismiss him. She lets him speak with her. And she engages, which is, I like that she engages, because you know if there's a rivalry between families, you don't even speak. Someone just go the other way.
And Jesus actually asked her for some water. I mean, the waters really are variable there. Yes. He could have just went and drank some. But you're right when she said she entertained him, because she said, you being a Jew are asking me. A Samaritan, you know? It was shocking even to her that this Jewish man is actually talking to me, you know? This Jewish man, which happens to be Jesus, is asking this woman for water. And I mean, Jesus being Jesus, he obviously knew what this woman's response was gonna be, but he wanted to find a way of him having a conversation with this woman. Just share more on the conversation that they were having with us.
Okay, so Jesus asked her for water, unheard of, because he's not supposed to even ask her for water, let alone speak with her.
Sure.
And obviously she's shocked, why are you asking me, you being a Jew, and all of that. And Jesus says that, you know, if you knew, if you knew who you were speaking to, you would actually, in fact, ask me for living water. And you know, she still says, but you don't have anything to draw this water, and the well is deep. How are you going to get that water for me that you are saying I should be asking you? And you know, that's where the conversation is open. She's also open for conversation, which is what I like about this woman.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, Jesus is then able to continue in conversation with her.
Yeah. And what I find amazing is that this is the same well where Jacob actually made Rachel. You know?
Yeah.
This is the same well where Jesus is now at.
Yes.
To have a conversation with this unaccepted woman, so to speak. Because he mentions there that you've heard five husbands, and the one you're with is actually not your husband. And this woman was actually shocked that, oh, are you a prophet?
Yeah.
What's going on with this man?
I'm actually now just thinking because there's a family rival between these two. It's one tribe, but these two tribes.
Sure.
And the other felt that they were better than the other. And I think Jesus going back to this particular well,
Sure.
where you're saying that, you know, that's where Jacob met
Rachel.
Met Rachel. And to have that conversation again, and he's still saying, you've had 5 husbands. But he went back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Where they were, because she says, oh, but this well, our forefathers drank from this well, so do you still think you are better? So it just still continues to show that the rivalry between these two tribes, that this one thinks they're better than this one.
Yeah.
This tribe is better than that one.
Yeah.
But Jesus still takes her back there and to reconcile.
Yeah. To reconcile the mess that was actually created by them. Because no one assisted them in all this mess, because the reason there were rivalries is because the other one felt that the other one is serving foreign gods, and they were both doing it. But because we tend to judge each other and weigh our sins against each other, the other tribe felt that they were better. As much as they're serving these foreign gods, they're still better than the Samaritans, and vice versa, you know? So it's so easy for us to lose who we are as children of God, and there comes Christ. Ignoring all the protocol, ignoring everything that was going on around, and saying to this woman, I am he, actually. I am the Christ. I am the living water, you know? And that was the conversion, you know? I just want us to speak more on this pursuit, because I'm seeing something here that he just doesn't pursue, but he pursues for reconciling us to himself.
He's not pursuing you for the sake of just pursuing you. And you know, he's for the Jews, in as much as the Samaritans would that's what they would say. And that's what other tribes would say, no, he's the Jesus of the Jews, he's the God of the Jews. But when he's coming to show you love, he wants us all to look at him, to look at Christ. He's reconciling tribe by tribe, nation by nation, for him, for each and everyone to look to Christ, not for the sake of just reconciliation, because he's a God of love, but the ultimate goal is that we all look to him. Because when we look to him, I'm not looking at what you're doing. You're serving pagan gods. You are doing this, you're doing this. My focus is then on him, which is what Christ came for. That is the reconciliation to him, that we are not looking at each other and
looking
judging.
to Christ. That is just so beautiful, especially because as you're talking, it's coming to my mind that we as ourselves, we can't change ourselves, right? So that is why God had to bring Christ to reconcile us to himself. So by us, paraphrasing from what you just said, by us focusing on Christ, that's where the change will happen. Without us first realizing who Christ is, that he is the reconciler, then change cannot happen. He didn't come and say, no, you Samaritan woman, you should reconcile with the Jews. He says, look to me. He pointed her back to Christ, and by pointing her back to Christ, everything fell back into place. Because what happened after that? She went into the town, and she told the people that I've met him. I've met the one, you know. And the people came and said, no, we want to see for ourselves. And it even says in the Bible that they told her that no, now that we've heard him, because this experience is personal, we believe what you said, because they wanted to hear and see for themselves, because this is so personal for us individuals to have a personal experience and knowledge of who Christ is. It's personal.
It's personal.
This reconciliation is for each and every individual. You know?
And she went back and she did not say, I met a Jew who told me everything I've ever done. She said, I met a man.
Yeah.
Because it ceases to be about a Muslim, a whatever religion or whatever. It then just becomes about Christ.
Yeah.
It ceases, we cease to just to see, to look at each other and see. But when we are all focused on him,
sure.
when we are all focused, we are seeing him, and like you're saying, that everything else just falls into place.
Yeah.
Although it takes time, because I mean, I think she had even forgotten that she was the woman who was ostracized because she's been married 5 times. All of that no longer mattered to her, because she had met him.
Yeah.
And that is the ultimate. Because once we meet him,
sure.
once we have that personal experience that you are talking about, once we met him and he has touched us, we are never the same.
Sure.
We don't even look at ourselves the same way.
Yeah.
Because we are focused on him. And I begin to not see you the way that I used to see you, or even the way that you see yourself. Then I begin to see you the way that he sees you, because I'm focused on him.
Yeah.
And I change.
Sure. So it's amazing, because I see what Christ does. He breaks all the boundaries of religion.
Yeah.
Just to pursue us.
Yeah.
He breaks all the protocol just to make sure that he established a connection, a relationship with us, which is exactly what he practically did with this woman. And that's the beauty of being pursued, that he's pursuing us to reconcile us back to God and back to Christ, you know? Because at the end of the day, at the end of it all, we are all one big family.
Yes, yes.
We are all children of God. Whether we like it, whether we want to believe it or not, we are all one big family. The difference is just this revelation of what Christ has done. That is the only thing. So some of us have recognized and have accepted that Christ has reconciled us back to God. And that is what we all need to do at some point.
And he does it in his own way. There's no scripts, there's no way that there's no particular way of pursuit. You know, in a romantic relationship, you know, there's like maybe a guy will buy you flowers, and want to take you out.
Yeah.
You know, he's pursuing you in that way.
Yeah.
But with Christ, there's no definition. He pursues you in his own way. Because look at this woman. She's in the well, and the rest of the disciples are
going to find food.
But he makes it so he creates an opportunity so that it's just him and this woman.
Yeah.
And when they return, they do not even acknowledge her. They are like, Jesus, why are you talking with her? Like, what's going on here? But you know, to Christ, it's not controversial.
Yeah.
It's not controversial to Christ, because you know, sometimes he comes to us, or he comes to us in ways that are not conventional, and you know, you can be left to think that no, this is not Christ. It's not Christ's pursuit. That's why it's easy to say, hi, his pursuit. You don't recognize it as a pursuit.
Sure.
Because you don't recognize Christ in
the situation. So practically, like we mentioned, I think it was 2 episodes ago, that you can't box God. He can never be contained. So in this pursuit of love, allow love to pursue. And it's something that we cannot do ourselves. And it's something that we can't even begin to initiate, actually. God does it all on his own. He's an all-knowing God anyway. So that's the beauty of who God is. Let us allow God to work. Let us allow God to mold and to change us. because only He can do that. No one can assist him in that. So with that said, let this be our life's purpose, that let's allow God to chase us. Let us allow God to do what He knows to do in each and every individual's lives. So love is saying to you right now, I am reconciling you to myself. This is the work that I can do, and only I can do. So will you just let me do what I can do? Cheers for now.